Alrighty then, I am a-fixin' to make a chicken pot pie-like thing without the pie part. Okay, so it ain't hard, and I'm always looking to make new recipes to use with my home canned chicken, pork, beef, whatever I have. In this case, chicken. So this is panko breadcrumbs I'm gonna use for the topping that I melted some butter and poured on there and mixed around. I've got celery, onion, and carrots that I'm gonna cook off in a saucepan on the stove, and I'll need 2 pints of chicken broth, I think, but I get a lot of broth out of this, so I may not need both, so that's why I haven't opened them. One is turkey, one is chicken. Do it make a damn difference? Nope, nope, it don't. So I'm gonna use seashells in this case. You can use any kind of like ribbed pasta, something that can grab the sauce, because it's not going to be in a pot pie. So it ain't hard, but it's just one more meal I can put in my recipe book for recipes to use with my home canned goods. And I certainly have celery, onion, and carrots from Thrive. For example, during the 2020 issue, I went through 165 jars in 6 weeks and opened a lot of my other stuff, so I didn't have to venture out to the store. So just trying to add another recipe to my, I'm not gonna call it emergency food because we use it, but all kind of emergencies happen. Unemployment, we get bad storms and loss of power, but we have a propane stove. So it's just another recipe to try. Ain't gonna hurt nothing to experiment. If you don't try, you don't know. So I'm opening my little Mylar bag, and I gotta make sure I take out the sucky things I put in it. And I don't think I will do all 16 ounces, but I might, because I can always make something with it. So see, I have these little things, and I take them out. Ain't hard, it's just cooking. My spices are super simple because my broth, one is from turkey, the other is from chicken, was full of seasonings, onion, celery, carrots, bay leaves in the broth that I made. But I'm still, because I'm a Cajun, I got to have me some thyme. So I've only got a half a teaspoon of thyme, garlic powder, and black pepper. Easy peasy. So my pasta is boiling away, and I'm gonna use that same pot to do all my ingredients in. And lastly to it, we'll add our pasta. And I forgot to say, I'm adding some petit pois peas because I am a petit pois pea-opotamus. I love me some petit pois peas. Yes, I do. Oh, and these were from Best Used By 2022. But it sits in a dark pantry. The can was not compromised, and they smell fabulous, and they're yummy. So our pasta is done. And again, I'm using that same pot. So I'm gonna put about 3/4 of a stick of butter in here. It ain't hard. Let's get that melting, then we'll add our onion, celery, and carrots to it. Oh yeah, so not hard. If you have a favorite pot pie filling recipe you like to use, feel free to use that, do your own thing. But this is gonna be a not pot pie. It's just gonna be like a pot pie without the pie with pasta shells. Just because, who knows why. So I'm choosing to put the spices that I'm using. It's only very little because my broth will be flavorful. I like to get that in this first. Then we're gonna add our vegetables. Why does butter smell so good? Get your little oily spices out into my butter. Fern is at work, so we should not have husband interrupt us, but you know, he could roll up here early. Okay, and they're just kind of rough chopped. I chose to use my carrots, and I boil them for about 2 minutes first because carrots are tough customers. And they like to take a hot minute to get done. And I do not want hard carrots in what is going to turn out to be my casserole. So we're just going to let this cook off a little bit, see if our onions can get some translucence, and not let it burn. It's very hard to mess this up. Only thing you could do is let it burn. Focus, focus. Oh yeah, So while our vegetables are doing their thing, want to see a beautiful home canned broth? That is a beautiful thing. Beautiful, flavorful, fabulous thing. I love home canning. Swanson's or other ones out of the little envelope box that looks like milk. The box does. Don't look like that. Nope. Alrighty, things look right now to add some flour to this. I'll waller out me a little hole. Squish it around. It'll suck up some of that butter. I've been keeping it on low, so I'm going to put it up between low and medium. What is this? About I had a half cup. See if that is enough. It should be. But you know, don't just make a meal when you only got that much flour or whatever. Just like I'm only using, so far, 1 pint of chicken. If I decide it needs more chicken, then I'll open another pint. I love being a home canner because you got everything you need on hand. Looks kind of glumpy and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be terrible. No, it ain't. You'll be all right. Simmer down, and please, as the camera, I'd appreciate if it didn't fall in this pot. Thank you very much. Scariest thing about making cooking videos is your camera just hangs over things willy-nilly. So let me check my recipe. Okay. All right. So now we have to decide how much of our chicken broth we're going to use. So we're going to start by pouring it in here. Dang, this is a beautiful thing. Lord. Good golly. And the few times we get sick in this household, we drink our broth and our beef broth. Very easy on the stomach. Lots of protein in it. Whether it was beef bones or chicken. Ooh-wee. Look it out. And I use the broth that I used in raw packing that chicken breast as well. Holy cow. Ain't that a beautiful thing? Okay, so we're going to keep it here between low and medium. See how thick it gets, because we're still going to add a little bit of milk. You can add cream, but I ain't doing that. Keep it cheap. Turn it up to medium. It ain't hard. If I can do it, you can do it. Ain't nothing but a mouse. This is also the time to taste it. You can see my thyme floating around in there. I think it's perfect. I don't generally cook with salt. If you want salt here, you use our table salt when I bring it to you. Oh yeah. Just bring it to a light boil. It ain't hard. Just creating a meal out of your food storage. Keep in mind, we're going to be adding our cooked seashell pasta to this while you do this. And I've already cleaned up as I went along. Got my canning jars wiped out well and in the top of the dishwasher. I like casserole dishes, easy cleanup. I'm gonna go ahead and add my chicken breast. It'll get all crumbly in here. We don't care. Oh, still got a little liquid in there. I will take that flavorful stuff. Gonna wash my hands. Let's get some of our petit pois peas. Oh, it's pretty. Nice. Where am I going? It's starting to do the glub glub boil boil. So just gonna put in a little bit of milk. You know, the worst thing can happen is it's too liquidy, which I would then just use some French bread or some hoagie rolls to soak it up in my plate. All would not be lost. Alrighty, so let's add our seashells. Don't know how many we're gonna use, because this is a food storage experiment. Because Lord knows I got enough pasta for 50 years. Stored up. This way, keep your hands clean when you cook. Even my ring is clean. I'm thinking it would only be like a pound of pasta, but this was 16 ounces I had. Okay, that is about all the pasta. I think this can hold a little bit more. Hopefully this is not more than my casserole dish can hold. If it is, I'll just put it some in a smaller casserole. Ain't rocket science. Okay, and I'm gonna turn my heat off. Okay, we're gonna ladle our pot into our casserole. Might be too small, oh well. I have other casserole dishes, and we're gonna see if this is a keeper food storage meal. But if we don't try, we won't know. So everything that's in here, I could use from my home canned food. You could just get white chicken breast in a can, store purchased peas, carrots. There are actually Libby carrots in a can that are very good. Okay, this is gonna be just one casserole. I got lucky, and we still gotta put panko buttered breadcrumbs on the top, because you know, buttered breadcrumbs. Okay. Get a spoon. Smooth it out. There we go. And I did butter this, so anything that bubbles up on it will be less likely to stick. Let me get my pot off my big towel. I have my oven preheating to 350. Let's get our little buttered panko on here. Might need more, only did a cup. Might not, I think we might. I went ahead and buttered also this upper ridge. in case it boils up. I don't like the look of something burned on the side of my casserole. Get yourself down in there. And I generally do not like a pot pie, which this is a pot casserole. But the potatoes I have are home canned, and I'm afraid they'd turn into mush because this is going to be in there about 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, we got the right amount. I got lucky. I'll take lucky. Okay, push the things down. Okay, so we're gonna see what this great experiment looks like when it comes out the oven. Seems to me the worst thing can happen, ooh, bonus, is I'd end up with something soup-like. I like soup. Yep, sure do. Okay, it's going in, 350. I'll show it to you when it comes out. And this is perfect time because it's almost 3 o'clock, and 3 o'clock means coffee time for me. Heck yeah. Caffeine up. Ooh-wee, there it is after 45 minutes. Oh, that is a beautiful thing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm gonna have to let that hella cool down before we take a bite. Alrighty then, it has sat out here for 15 minutes. Let's dig in and give it a try. Is this a keeper? Food storage recipe. Oh. Oh my gosh. Alrighty then, let's check it out. Looks quite yummy. Check a carrot first. Nice, has a little firmness to it, not much, but it is not a watery carrot, which I do not care for. And get a little chicken. Got a little onion, peas, and a seashell pasta. I'm gonna foo it. Oh yeah, this is a keeper. This is just something different to do, and I am digging it. And as my daddy would say, look at the vitamins jumping all over this thing. Yep, this is a keeper. Oh my goodness, I love a good experiment. Never know what'll happen. Stuff right from out my pantry.